My name is Aiden Brook with Seedwood Group, and I'm here joined by Winn, Vice President of SAA and Quality Assurance Manager of HM.CLAUSE. Clause or Klaus?
Depends on who you're talking to. Klaus is fine.
Klaus. Okay, awesome, sweet. Rick, thanks for joining me. Can you give me a little insight into yourself?
Sure. I've been in the business for 26 years now. It seems like it's a lot less. But
Yeah.
I worked only with two companies. I worked with Semis when I first started, and then moved later on over to HM.CLAUSE. But it's been a fun ride. I mean, you never stop learning. There's always new things. There's always a lot of stuff to pay attention to. So it's been fun.
Fantastic. Currently, you're sitting as the Vice President of SAA, and in 2 years when we join again, you'll be sitting as the President of SAA. How is your Vice Presidency going currently?
Great. You know, the SAA group is an excellent group to work with. Very knowledgeable folks, especially Diego and Inés. I mean, they're awesome. And Anke was a nice example to follow. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually just got his signature.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just got his signature on the cover. I'm going to show it because that is he has such a cool signature too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it before, but
No.
that's the signature.
The doctor type guy. Yeah, nice.
I thought that was so cool. He has like a star there and everything. Yeah, maybe I'll put that in the center there. Perfect. Cool. Fantastic. As Diego mentioned, that one thing you're passionate about is the Phytosanitary Committee of SAA. I believe you even work with the International Seed Federation when it comes to phytosanitary measures. What do you see as the biggest concern in the phyto realm?
Biggest. So there's a lot. There's a lot of new and challenging phytosanitary requisites that we have to try to come up and meet.
Mm-hmm.
And they change too often. There's been some emerging pest challenges that have come up, TRBFE. And we've been working for many years now on a systems approach, a different way to do phytosanitary certification of seed. Instead of doing consignment by consignment phytosanitary certification, the idea is to have a more broad harmonized system. Hopefully we'll get there. It's definitely a major challenge. It's a bit of a paradigm shift for the MPPOs, but it takes advantage of what we as seed companies, I think, do best, and that's produce high quality seed.
Well said. Very well said. What is SAA doing to help alleviate concerns in the phyto realm? What are you hoping to do in your reign as president to continue efforts?
So SAA is working on a lot of different topics. As a regional organization, they're focusing on the regions. So COSAVE, NAPO, and what can be done regionally across countries rather than specifically within a country, which is really the National Seed Association realm, right? So they do a really good job of helping the individual National Seed Associations and then trying to find synergies across different countries. That's what I think they do very well. As president, you know, the reality is it's the team at SAA that do all the work. They're great, and we're there to help bring a perspective from the industry. And the reality is that the more people from industry that are involved, the better SAA, the better ASTA, the better ISF can do their job and represent the needs of the industry in general. Because it's what one person can really do is pretty minimal, quite frankly.
It's well said. Very modest as well. Very modest as well. When it comes to phyto, I know keeping the movement of seeds open is imperative. What are you seeing across the Americas to ensure seed movement continues across borders?
There are some pretty good efforts at the COSAVE level, so regionally, and at the NAPO level with the harmonization of the TRBFE testing protocol. That's helping, I think, it's not yet, but it will help us move seed more readily across borders. I'd like to see us do a bit more with harmonization of the seed treatment side of the business, where seed treatments are harmonized across different countries and everybody expects the same thing. It's not the direction that we have been going with places like Canada of late, yes. But there's definitely some opportunities there if we can ever make it happen.
Cool. Fantastic. Are there anything seed companies need to be doing to ensure phytosanitary measures?
Well, of course, yeah. anything that can be done to make sure that we're producing healthy and clean seed is what all of us are doing and should be doing.
Yep.
Seeds produced in most companies under a quality management system.
Yep.
There are many phytosanitary mitigations that are done at many different steps within the seed production chain.
Of course.
And if we're not doing that, then we risk contaminating other parts of the world with contaminated seed. Well, that's not going to happen. It's a main focus of the business in general.
Of course.
Everything is pretty much clean, and if it's not, then it's disinfected, or if we can't seem to disinfect it, it gets tossed.
Doesn't get used.
Yeah, it just does not get used.
That's totally fair. And another one that I'm curious about, and this is probably a little more personally interested.
Sure.
Vice President of SAA, what's the most common question? What's the most common curiosity? Most common question is probably the best way to put it. But what's the most common question you get as Vice President?
It's almost a figurehead position, really. The real work is done by the people at the Seed Association of the Americas.
Okay.
And, within ASTA and Andy Levine's staff, and Rick Dunkel does a great job. It's just, you're there to help bring the voice of the industry. And probably the most important job a vice president has is to try to encourage others to participate. So we get more and more voices, and the organization, the national seed associations and the regional seed associations, and even IFS gets the input they need to do what would help the industry.
Of course. But that's awesome. Fantastic.